One's for sorrow, two's for joy, three's for a girl and four's for a boy, five's for silver, six for gold, seven's for a secret never told.
Hello, back out again. Hopefully you can hear me. I'll tell you about the weather in a second. So, on my own again. My son, points to nothing, is at college. So what am I up to today? Well, today I am walking from a place called Woodingdean, that's just outside of Brighton, across the top of the hills around the back. So at the moment I am walking along Drove Road, aka also known as Jugs Road. I have another video about that if you'd like to watch it. But yeah, it's the old Fisher Persons and Drovers track that used to run from Brighton across to Lewes before the A27. And oh my god, there's somebody coming! The only person out here. Hang on, I might just be quiet and say hello, look like I'm videoing, because I am videoing. There's a guy out with his dog. Anyway, so yeah, and I was going to say it's deserted. I did see this guy when I parked up. He came out of the car to go the other way. Hi. Rather him than me. Although to be honest, I've only really just set off and he set off before me, so he hasn't gone too far. He is wearing shorts and a t-shirt. Anyway, I'm rambling. So yeah, what am I doing? Yes, I'm having a walk across the hills and I come up round the back of Woodingdean and back to the car park. Yeah, the weather. Whew. Now I was expecting, I've got my raincoat, really torrential rain, and it was when I got up, but because I was a bit lazy and didn't get ready quick enough, by the time I was going to go out, it's turned sunny. So I'll just show you now the views. Here you go. So back that way is Woodingdean, so we're on Jugs Road. There's a little tower up there, I think it's Telecoms Tower. Over that way is north, straight there, I don't know if you can see the dot, is Lewes. I do apologise for the noise, it is so windy. So I'm heading this way along Jugs Road, and then when I get to the top of that hill, or beyond that hill, I'm going to run across that hill there, and then back up there, back up to whence I came. So I believe I'm on Newmarket Hill, then that's Castle Hill, and there's down there Castle Hill Nature Reserve. I can tell you about Castle Hill is that Prinny used to bring up his soldiers and get them to do little war games and things up here back in the 18 whenever he was, I've forgotten the date. So there's one interesting fact, and there's a few other hills I'll tell you as I go through. That's probably about it, except to say, yeah, the rain may have gone, sun may have came out, but the wind is very strong and biting, hence I'm wrapped up. I'm warm enough, but yeah, so apologies if there's sound interference. Anyway, I shall carry on. A bit further on, and I'm just going to really quickly show you a couple of spots, because straight there, I don't know if you can see it, Lewes, then over there, the promontory there, Mount Caban, got a video going up there, straight over there, another one sticking up, that'll be Firle Beacon. So yeah, I'm going down here, left, run along this hill, cut down the valley, back up that way. I just thought I'd show you because I think that's the only time we'll get to see Lewes. But yeah, as I say, I'm still on Jugs Road, Brighton to Lewes. I think actually Jugs Road's gone slightly left because it goes down a windy hill. Anyway, that was just a quick update. I'll be back. Hopefully you can hear me. Sorry, I had to show you one more view because I've got an even better view of you, Lewes. Anyway, I've turned the corner, go heading that way. Anyway, Kingston, been to that windmill. Oh, the name is not Andover. If I remember, I'll look it up. And there's a really nice walk across those fields, and then straight there is Lewis. And then the hills behind, Mount Caburn. Now down there, which will be the Ouse, yeah, the Ouse, flooded all across there. I'm just glad I'm not doing a river walk today. I mean, it has been raining a lot for the last few weeks on and off, and it was this morning. But yeah, flooded all over those plains. And then Fell Beacon up there. Yeah, so sorry, I'm showing you the same thing twice, but it's a better view. And I was like, wow, there's floods. So it's probably going to be like that for ages. I mean, there's no chance of the rain letting up on and off. Anyway, okay, I'm carrying on. A bit further on, I'm going to walk backwards actually because I'm right in the wind. Oh my God. I'll put the woolly hat back on now because the wind's picked up again and I'm actually coming down off the hill. I've slightly changed my plan. I was going to go up Swanborough Hill, but I'm turning left before it and I'm going up to, actually straight behind me is the Bostel. So I go down the valley up into the Bostel. Part of the reason being I have got a film afternoon with my daughter. Yeah, she gets to choose them and I'll watch whatever she wants, which sometimes is teenage love movies. She usually takes about an hour trying to choose one. Anyway, so I don't want to be too late. Plus, the wind. I mean, I'm loving it, but my God, the wind. I'm trying again, turning into the wind. Hopefully you can still hear me. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Oh God. Hopefully you can hear me. Yeah, apart from the fact it has stopped raining, so it is lovely. I'm walking backwards, I hope no one comes up behind me or I fall over. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm up to now. So I'm slightly changing the route, still going to be a good few miles, but it's lovely, bar the wind, and even that's not too bad. Okay, I'll catch you in a bit. Great, bullying field. Lovely, there he is. Hopefully he's not coming for me. Right, hoping you can hear me okay. It's still a bit windy, but not so bad. I'm in the valley. I've managed to negotiate the field of cows with the sign that said bull. Some of them had bells on, so I checked they had others. Don't know what the bells signify, unless it means they were particularly wild. And wherever the bull was, he wasn't very interested in me, thankfully. So yeah, I'm down in the valley bit, and of course, when you think about it, the valley is a lot muddier than the hills, the top of the hills, because the water runs down. This bit's okay, but oh my God, there was bits. When I went into that field of cows, I literally had to mud my, completely walk through mud. I'll see. Mud shoes. Cup of tea, a Scotch egg, lovely jubbly. Found a tree trunk, you see it, so getting the chair out and everything. So I'm in a little dip on a crossroads, still in the valley, totally empty. I saw one lady just going into the cow field jogging with a dog, so I'm heading up that way, which will be the Bostel, get me back up onto the other hill, head back round to Woodingdean. But at the moment it's lunchtime, so I'm just going to enjoy my lunch. Catch you in a bit. Apologies for the wind, as before, it's still windy. Just sort of give you a very quick spin round because I've come up most of the hill. So that's where I started. Over that way there's Woodingdean there. You can't see it, the other side of that hill, run round there, all across that hill, and then I dipped down somewhere about there, and that valley there is where I had the cows and loads of sheep. Farm building I went through. I had lunch down there and then walked up here. I sound a bit out of breath. That way would be Cookmere, Seven Sisters. You can't see it, but that way's Oh, what Woodingdean, right and over that way. So yeah, and then I'm heading back up and over that way to get back. So yeah, not long to go. Dead quiet. Catch you in a bit. Okay, back in the car. Would you believe it? I wasn't too far from the end, and there was a guy going past, and I said, "It's lucky it isn't raining." And then you know what happened? Obviously, within 30 seconds, the heavens opened up. As I say, it was near the end, so it wasn't too far. Yeah, lovely walk. Oh, I didn't do any scores. So views, well, they are great across the valley and everything. But you couldn't see much because of the fog. 6. Okay, biodiversity now. It's just open fields, lots of lambs and things. There's not woods or anything. And a lot of barbed wire fences, so that's always a downer. There's no hedgerows. So I'd have to give it about 4. So that's 10. Try and keep track. Sketchiness, well, I can't count the mud. There was bits where I got completely soaked, but it's the time of year, it's going to be muddy, you know. But I would say my route, you would struggle if you had physical disabilities. So I think 10, I said, is, you know, you could do it in a wheelchair. So sketchiness, I would give a 5. So that's 15. And solitude, well, I've decided I'm not going to count people around a car park, you know, within a perimeter of car park. There's always going to be people. So apart from that, I saw the odd person. But bear in mind, it's a weekday and it was very windy and it's just been raining a lot. It's muddy. So was I on 14? So solitude, I'll give, because of that, I think it would be busier normally, 6. So that's 20. As I always say, don't read too much into that. Doesn't mean it's a bad walk. So my verdict was, yeah, it was really nice. The weather was great most of the time. Obviously I wore the kit. It's always lovely. If you live around the Brighton area, it's one of the places I'd say go. There's few different variations you can do. You can even walk to Lewis. So it is just a really nice walk. Okay, so I'll see you next time. Bye.